Pretty much everyone's caught up with what's been going down on Twitter these days. Since Elon Musk's acquisition of the social media platform, he's made it clear that he wants to rebalance information ecologies, but doing so in favor of the right. In doing so, he's also made it clear that he never really cared if the purchase was going to make the platform a business failure. He really just wanted a political win. Musk initially said that he wouldn't be making any major decisions before setting up a content moderation council first. But then why exactly was reinstating Donald Trump's account one of the first things he came in and did? He also reactivated the accounts of now controversial rapper Kanye West, who was dumped by advertisers after delusional anti-Semitic and racist comments, and Andrew Tate, the uber-misogynist influencer who was banned around 5 years ago for violating the site's terms of service. All these decisions made by Musk alone have started to make advertisers kind of nervous. Now the thing is, these advertisers make up around 90% of the company's entire revenue, and if they're starting to get nervous about the investments they're putting into the company, then the company itself is in big trouble. The NACP has called for big firms to stop advertising on Twitter. Quite a few of them have already gone ahead and done it. Musk's decision to reinstate Trump's account in particular risks a much broader political backlash for the platform, especially among users. Musk has already been placed under federal investigation for his conduct since the takeover. Based on all these moves, we'd say that very little of what he's done since the massive purchase makes much sense from a business perspective. Musk may be one of the world's richest men, but it's starting to seem like that may not be because of his business sense, and people are just starting to realize that now because this time, his management style is playing out on a more public forum than ever before. We know that Musk notoriously rules by fear, law-breaking, union-busting, and firing employees he doesn't agree with. We now see him going forward with establishing the same pattern at Twitter, based on his conviction that he knows best. But his interest in the social media platform clearly isn't just commercial. He's made it very clear that he thinks that Twitter's old management was left-leaning, and that his goal, in contrast, is to restore a friendly climate. We're guessing he means friendly, but just for rightist agitators. The goal seems to give Twitter a makeover, and to completely transform its perceived politics. Musk's solution, then, was to buy a platform whose workings he knew next to nothing about, and start moving fast and breaking everything. The purchase alone added $13 billion to the company's debt, which was the first financial blow for the company. This was followed by a second big one when Musk decided to unceremoniously fire hundreds of employees. He sacks pretty much half the workers at Twitter, which drew the attention of the Federal Trade Commission. But before long, he was begging them to return. A senior Twitter executive came out and stated that even though some people were brought back, Musk did not try to hide the fact that they were not valued, not one bit, and that they were going to be let go pretty soon. In a bunch of leaked Slack messages, he even called them weak, lazy, and unmotivated, admitting to the fact that they would be getting booted again. Musk even drove out engineers responsible for content management and bug fixing. After imposing a de facto loyalty oath, he demanded that the engineers bring him examples of their own coding work to determine their value to the company. That's kind of an odd thing to ask for, considering that code is written collectively. He went on to draft over 50 Tesla employees, people who had no prior experience with social media software or design, to take a look at Twitter's code. In the latest of the news regarding all the firing, he got into an argument with an engineer who clearly knew more about the platform's performance issues than Musk, and ended up firing him via a tweet. His online behavior isn't reflecting too well on the company. Twitter's own fact-checking service publicly embarrassed him after he falsely tweeted that Twitter drives a massive number of clicks to other websites, being the biggest click driver on the internet by far. Then again, there's been nothing about his conduct that suggests that the chaos ensuing on the platform is about business. Rather, according to the Wall Street Journal, his takeover was driven more by a network of right-wing libertarian billionaires that he has a close relationship with. All these people essentially believe that Twitter is better off being run as a privately owned business. WSJ also writes that the libertarians' newfound interest in Musk likely stems from his political evolution over the past few years. Musk used to identify as a centrist, but now believes that Twitter's content moderation policies were largely motivated by far-left-based politics. Again, this is just blatantly untrue, considering internal research that has found that it amplifies right-wing content. He even publicly and vehemently stood against the banning of Trump. Over time, he has even spread a bunch of misinformation, for example on COVID and his attack on Paul Pelosi. Since becoming the CEO of Twitter, he has used the platform to encourage voters to support the Republicans in the midterm elections. And when the results came out and they lost, he started spreading conspiracy theories, one of which included claims that Sam Bankman-Fried laundered money for the Democrats. Since Musk's mass firing of top executives and steep job cuts, other tech companies have stepped up. They're aiming to pick up the experienced engineering talent that Musk has so foolishly let go of. In fact, they're even encouraging the ones still working at Twitter to come over to them if they aren't happy with with their new boss. As of now, around 2,700 employees from Twitter have been laid off and hundreds more are reported to have quit because of Musk's sweeping, and to be honest, ridiculous reforms. Tech companies have wasted no time at all and are now trying to pick up talent by appealing to their disdain for Musk. Katie Burke, the chief people officer at HubSpot, for example, has condemned Musk over reports that he had fired employees who criticized him on the company's internal Slack channels. She wrote in a LinkedIn post, "As a leader, getting criticized is part of your job. Great leaders recognize debate and disagreement makes you better and is part of the process. If you want a place where you can disagree with people, HubSpot is hiring." Short and sweet. Just a few hours later, the post had gotten over 35,000 positive reactions. Twitter and Musk did not respond to requests for comment, but other companies have followed Burke's lead. Amanda Richardson, chief executive of recruitment software startup CoderPad, also wrote an open letter to Musk's ex-employees. She cited Musk's ban on remote working, referring to his recent takeover as a show. She went on to assure potential employees that their skills would be valued at CoderPad, and that at her company, they would believe in the employees' skills, not where they work from. Michael Weening, the chief executive of US cloud and software company Calix, also put out a recruitment statement considering the situation. He described the recent events at Twitter as disturbing and guaranteed new recruits that they would enjoy a corporate culture that kept its team members at the forefront. All these offers for his ex-employees have left Musk in quite the pickle. After dismissing so many of his employees, Musk is now left with barely anyone who can run his newly acquired company. He didn't really think this one through, did he? He's now looking for any employees at the company who know how to code. Elon's allegedly been sending out emails to the Twitter team, asking the staff which of them can do the technical work. He's even willing to rehire people he let go of, emailing them and telling them they were laid off by mistake. A Bloomberg report also states that he had pretty much begged some employees to come back, assuring them that they were critical for building the features that Musk had in mind. He's even changed his mind in his initial statements on remote working. He's now trying to cooperate with those working remotely, asking them to respond to his request regarding coders. Other microblogging platforms have also taken advantage of the situation and are now promoting themselves. Twitter's Indian rival Coup, for example, they've been adding new features to welcome not just more users on board, but ex-Twitter employees as well. They've actually been improving a bunch of things, and it might be a good idea to go check them out at this point. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Musk's Twitter takeover was a business move or a political one? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.